Use the space apps given in the video description to help you find the astronomical events. January 1st Lunar Occultation of Uranus. On January 1st, the Moon moves to a part of the ecliptic. The line, the Sun, Moon, and planets follow across the sky, where it will pass in front of several planets throughout the year, also called occultation. For those in Greenland, Northern Europe, and Northeast Russia, you'll be able to go out and try to spot the Moon passing in front of distant Uranus. For the rest of the world, the Moon and Uranus will have a close approach, appearing 39.3 arcminutes apart at their closest just after sunset. January 3rd Lunar Occultation of Mars. On the night of January 3, there's a chance to see the Moon pass in front of Mars. The occultation will be seen in Sub-Saharan Africa. For the rest of the world, the Moon and Mars will pass within just 31.4 arcminutes of one another at their closest right around or after sunset for those in the east. January 3rd and 4 peak of the Quadrantids Meteor Shower. The Quadrantids, the first meteor shower of the year, is expected to peak on the morning of January 4th. That morning, look for a maximum of 80 meteors per hour radiating from a point in the northern sky. It's important to note that the Quadrantids, while an active shower, may see maximum activity for only a few hours on the peak night, or in this year's case, morning. January 4th The Earth at perihelion. The Earth's annual orbit around the solar system will carry it to its closest point to the Sun, at a distance of 0.9833 astronomical units. January 6th Wolf Moon. The first full moon of the year is known as Wolf Moon. The moon will reach full phase. At this time of the month, it is visible for much of the night, rising at around dusk and setting at around dawn. January 8th The moon at apogee. The moon will reach the furthest point along its orbit to the Earth, and will appear slightly smaller than at other times. January 12th C2022E3 at perihelion. Comet C 2022 E3 will make its closest approach to the Sun, at a distance of 1.11 astronomical units. At the moment of perihelion, it will be visible in the dawn sky, rising at 23:30 PST, and reaching an altitude of 64 degrees above the eastern horizon, before fading from view as dawn breaks around 6:08. January 12th Mars ends retrograde motion. Mars will reach the end of its retrograde motion, ending its westward movement through the constellations and returning to more usual eastward motion instead. This reversal of direction is a phenomenon that all the solar system's outer planets periodically undergo, a few months after they pass opposition. January 19th Ursa Minorid Meteor Shower. The Ursa Minorid Meteor Shower will be active from January 15th to January 25th. Producing its peak rate of meteors around January 19. Over this period, there will be a chance of seeing Ursa Minorid meteors whenever the shower's radiant point in the constellation Ursa Minor is above the horizon. January 21st New Moon. The first new moon of the year. Perfect time to see nebula and galaxies. January 21st The moon at perigee. The moon will reach the closest point along its orbit to the Earth, and will appear slightly larger than at other times. January 23rd, Mercury at its morning peak. On January 23rd, when the tiny planet reaches its morning peak 13 degrees above the southwestern horizon. January 25th, close approach of the Moon and Jupiter. On the night of January 25, the Moon and Jupiter will appear as close as 1.36 degrees apart. The Moon will be just 5 days old, and thus not provide too much interference. January 28th, Lunar Occultation of Uranus. The Moon will pass in front of Uranus, creating a lunar occultation visible from countries and territories including Canada, Greenland, and eastern Alaska. January 30th Mercury at greatest elongation west. Mercury will reach its greatest separation from the Sun in its Jan-February 2023 morning apparition. It will be shining brightly at magnitude -0.2. January 30th Lunar Occultation of Mars. The Moon will pass in front of Mars, creating a lunar occultation visible from countries and territories including the United States, Mexico, Colombia, and Venezuela, amongst others. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more monthly astronomical events.